I'll admit it, I'll admit it. Watch your motherfucker.
Well, welcome to NothingNewPodcast, episode 38. You know what I'm saying?
I thought 38 was last week.
Did he part episode last week?
Oh yeah, true.
Episode 38. Obviously, you lot didn't see last week's episode. There's reasons for that. Moving on. But yeah, big man, you just woke up, lad. Is everything okay?
Me?
Yeah, man. You're so frazzled.
I'm good.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm good. Too.
Soon.
He's been doing nappy runs all day, bro. I was like, you only fucking baby mums, bro.
Wait, hold on. How could you start an episode like that? How could you start an episode like that? How could you? How? No. How? What episode of what podcast starts like that? Answer me that question.
Of the Nothing New podcast.
I only start.
What the hell?
I only do with baby mums.
What the
He
fuck?
said it.
Who said that?
Did he or did you not say it himself on the
I did not say that. I did not say that only.
You called yourself Petty for Louis 62. Yes or no?
That's a remarkable name.
Only.
Did you call yourself Baby Daddy Bolt or some shit like that?
That's a remarkable name. That is a remarkable
So
name.
where is the lie?
Yeah. I said Baby Daddy Bolt, but listen, that could be a new baby mom. That could be existing baby mom. Any kind of contract you're on, listen, I'm on.
What's that contract you're done, fam?
Is he? Well, man, I'm tired. Going back and forth to Sainsbury's, picking up nappies.
I am not the stepfather. I'm the father that stepped up. Remember that.
All right, you see me? Come on.
You know what? Yeah, you know what that line sounds like? It sounds like the niggas on Maury show when they find out the child in theirs, but they'll be like, "Don't worry, I won't be the stepfather. I'll be the father that stepped up." Shut the fuck up! It ain't your child.
There's a clip of that, yeah, and obviously, Donnie's the woman's got like 2 kids, and then they've done a test, and both of them are not his, but like one's, I think one's like 4 or something, and I was like 2. Both of the kids are not his, and he's been like doing everything from pregnancy, the whole like 9 yards in it. So obviously, my man's come out and said, "Yeah, they're not yours, bro." He's crying and that. He's saying, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm going home. Listen, you're not seeing me again." The Marge, his mum, is like, "No, you got to step up. You got to pattern up. You've been in their lives this whole." I'm looking at the screen like, unbelievable. Like, do you think I could be in a situation like that?
Yeah, I would have told my mom, "Shut up." I said, "What? Shut up."
Aye, fam. What? The mom was like, "Listen, you got to step up. You got to be the man. You've been in these kids, bro. You've been in this kid's life.
You be the man. You be the man.
Fam.
You want to talk? You be the man, bro.
I was looking at the mom.
You step up. You step up. You be the man.
A load of West right now, fam.
Nonsense. What a whole lot of nonsense.
Fam, about step up. I was just looking at the mum, thinking, this was like, who says this stuff? Step up. 2 kids, 8 years.
Step up, Guinea.
Fuming.
Fucking hell.
I'd have punched like 6 walls on my way out, fam. No.
Why are you punching walls? Punch the kids, bro. What the fuck?
Yo, behaviors.
Whose boy is that, man?
I don't know. Punch a couple kids in the head that ran towards me.
Yo. Daddy, Guinea, daddy, my man. Fuck on it.
Hey, what a surprise that would be for the kids, fam.
Daddy, chill.
That must be mad, though.
Daddy, chill.
Imagine raising 2 youths. At least he found out when they were like young, innit? Imagine finding out like when they're like 16, 17. Jesus, brother. Long day. Long day. You gotta run.
When you really think about it, though, it is what makes a child yours, really, truly.
It's not the fact that
does the biological aspect really matter that much, or
I think it's less about that and it's more about the fact that this is such a big responsibility to take on, and for someone to lie about. Of course, I think for someone to lie about it is where the chisel's at. Cool, the kids are yours.
This is why you gotta be a high value nigga and you gotta choose your wife correctly. You know what I'm saying?
This guy's been watching too much Kevin Samuels, fam. I need to relax, bro.
That's my superhero, man. Make me realize I'm a high value man.
He's been telling the ladies what it is, fam. He has been.
He just made me He just made me realize I'm a high value man. That's it. So I'm gonna start carrying myself like a high value man. Remember last podcast episode when I said this summer if you see me with a 2 mind your business, we don't go lower than a 7 no more.
You're
high
capping.
value niggas.
You're
of
capping.
course I'm capping. Shut up, man. Of course I'm capping.
You're
What do you think I am?
You're capping.
But for real, I have realized that I'm a high value man, and I think a lot of men do need to realize this.
What are the qualities of a high value man? Oh, from
okay,
the words
from his perspective. So it's just more. I think it's just more. You have to look at it in terms of. So ideally, it depends on the sort of women that you want. Mm-hmm. Most black people date. Actually, no. Most people date within their own race.
Cool.
Right, statistically. So, as a black man, for example, so in this country, I feel like the average wage in this country in general alone is what, like £28,000 a year.
Average.
That's the average wage for people in this country. £28,000. Yeah. So we know how this country is set up where that's the average, but we know that black and Asian people earn lower than the average just because of the type of skilled jobs that we do, things like that. So already it means that the average black man in this country probably earns around like £26,000. Yeah. If you earn more than like, I'm gonna say 40 or 35,000 pounds a year, you are no longer just an average black man. You're already in the upper percentile.
Just to tweak those statistics. 2020,
Gone.
Average UK salary was 38 bags for a full-time role and 13K for a part-time role.
Impossible. Where did you get that from? Because I looked at it. Wherever you got that from is lying. It's capping because they even do it. They do it weekly. So it's about It's about like £584 per week for a full-time working adult. Right. But anyway, as I was saying,
yeah.
So if you earn over a certain amount of money, it already puts you in the upper percentile of black men financially already, right? And then if we start going down to like looks and like what females are looking for, things like that, your height, your weight, your
physique.
That falls into your height and weight and kind of your like history in terms of what you got diabetes, you got asthma, you got any of these things.
You say that, but who's
but this is the thing, and you got a long schlong, yes or no? Because there was a guy that called into Kevin Samuels and he was like, yeah, women just don't approach me, like I want to talk to them, but like I want them to approach me first. And he said, really? That's interesting. He said, how tall are you? He said, I'm 5'9". He said, wow, 5'9". He said, cool. How much do you weigh? Nigga said 295 pounds.
295 pounds. Jesus.
Which is about like 130 something kg. For a 5'9" guy, that is. And then he asked, how much money do you make? He said, like $400 every 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
He said, so you are a fat motherfucker. So you're a fat motherfucker that earns $800 a month and you want women to approach you? He said, yeah. Like, I didn't ask him. He said, you got a big dick? He said, my shit, all right. He said, nah, nigga, I asked you if you got a big dick. He said, I mean, it's all right. He said, nah, nigga, I'm asking you one more time. You got a big dick? He said, how am I supposed to know if I got a big dick? He said, you would know if you have a big dick. I know I got a big dick. So you ain't got a big dick. So you a fat motherfucker, 5'9" fat motherfucker with a little dick.
Imagine getting ripped like this. Getting ripped like this. You come to look for advice and Donnie's telling you you're short, fat, you ain't got the schlong to keep a woman or the bread.
And you want, he said, nigga said, you're lucky women even look at you, let alone wanting to come talk to you.
He's taking a piss.
I seen that clip. Donnie started busting up at the end.
No, it's hilarious. But yeah, it's made me realize obviously there's things that, everybody needs to work on within themselves. I'm working on my shit. The weight is still coming off. Don't worry, very soon. But yeah, once that's done, I've fully certified myself as a high value man. So
you're saying you've got all the other qualities ticked off?
I do. I'm tall, I'm 6'2", dark skin, beautiful skin, you know what I'm saying? Upper percentile of earnings,
I'd like to hear it. 35 bags.
I don't drive, but that's because I don't want to. Duh. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not because of COVID.
But yeah, no. It's not because of COVID. But it's very interesting, and I feel like a lot of people should watch it just purely because it is where on social media we're so used to women saying this is what they want, this is what they want, or not even this is what they want, this is what they deserve, this is what they deserve. And I feel like he's just a bit of a breath of fresh air just because he's actually like, hold on, do you actually deserve it though? Which stumbles a lot of the women that he calls. I don't know whether it's just American thinking, because I personally believe that a lot of women, normal women in the UK, will not open their mouth and say, yo, the guy I date needs to earn over 100K, because do you feel like a regular babe in Lewisham will be saying this?
Yeah, but fam, you have to deep the environment. Certain babes are definitely saying that. Maybe you're just not in their.
I'm not in that circle.
Yeah,
I'm not in their vicinity.
There's definitely babes in the UK that will say.
That's what I said, a regular babe.
Okay.
Because
cool.
the people who are calling in that show, yeah, it'll be like, what do you do for a living? Or I'm a personal assistant. How much do you earn? 30K. So now you want somebody that's now going to be earning 100K.
Yeah, but if you're, the thing is, babes can leverage their looks.
Of course.
Like that. Yeah.
And that's why he stumps them, because he then asks them, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, and you can't say 7.
Bare babes are stuck, fam.
And then they say 8, and then the next thing he always hits them with is, Beyonce's at 8. Are you on the same level as Beyonce? They always go, no.
You know how much of a rattler that is?
Yeah, no, he's taking the piss still.
And then he tells them again, yo, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. And you can't say 7. Bro, them are like, okay, so if Beyonce is an 8, then maybe I'm like a 5, 6. He goes, well done.
I'm dead. I think up to there, all of them make sense. He's taking the piss though. But yeah, I feel like women can leverage their looks. Maybe that's why they're demanding for such breadwinners.
Of course, but then I think a lot of women are very naive about the way they look as well. They think they look better than what they do.
Yeah, but
obviously you're entitled to like your opinion. You're entitled to like love yourself and think, oh yeah, I'm sick. I'm the best looking person. I'm not against that, but it's then when you start to then feel like you deserve.
Okay.
Or you feel like you deserve a certain level of man that they wouldn't pay you any attention, and he's almost trying to explain why those certain men won't pay you attention. And because those certain men that you want aren't paying you attention, you're now going on social media saying all men are trash.
I hear you. It's a funny show.
It's a hilarious show.
I've seen a few clips.
It's a hilarious show.
He rips people. If you don't go in there with confidence,
everything he says. 100%. I don't agree with everything he says, but
yeah, he
rips people equally. Yeah. Men, women, anyone can get it.
Doesn't matter who you are.
Anyone can get it. Bro. Anyone can get it, man. He rips everyone.
It's a good show still. Have you seen the fight of the century? Arms and what's his name? I forgot his name.
How was that the fight of the century?
Bro,
and Bouncer played there.
Yeah. Bouncer, I feel like it's gonna be a good fight still. I feel like it's gonna be a good fight. Yeah.
Fam, if they wanted to fight, they should have just said it, fam. All this Instagram live bullshit, they need to let it's just
they need to get the fight. They need to get the fight on the road, fam.
Just fight and done it, fam. We're doing all this internet shit. Fam. Doesn't even look.
Wait, are they actually beefing in real life?
I don't think they're beefing. No, they're not beefing. Not beefing. They're not beefing. But they're a good fight though. Man's all man. Come on, man.
Who you got your money on?
I want to say Arms, but
why? Because he's bigger.
But Play Dirty does the boxing, like he definitely boxes a lot.
Oh, so, if he boxes a lot and Arms doesn't box, then it's long for Arms.
Yeah, it's long. That's what I'm saying. But a lot of people saying Arms this and Arms that, but Play Dirty
because he's big.
But Play Dirty actually I keep saying Play.
If he actually boxes, it's long for Arms, because a lot of people don't realize that.
I don't know if he actually fights.
Or if he's been doing it longer.
He does train.
Yeah, it's long. It's long.
Yeah, but
boxing isn't about how.
I see Arms doing some training as well, though. I don't know if he does it long term.
No, but I swear he does like martial arts, not boxing.
I don't know about that.
But I see him on the pads though.
Yeah, but
anyone can be on the pads, bro.
Yeah, I just know
that's what I'm saying. But it's not like he's like not foreign to the whole thing.
That's
it's not like he's just been grappling every time. It's like
no, but I definitely see. No. I see. Bouncer a lot more online, doing a lot more boxing related stuff. Even the way he trains, everything, it's all boxing.
Yeah.
So
if that's the case, it's long. It's long. It's actually long.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm
It's
seeing
actually long.
towards Bouncer a lot more on this fight though. But
that's the one thing. That's the one thing I've noticed about boxing. It's not even about you're big, you're stronger. If there are people who actually box,
you know what they're doing.
There's a technique and an art to it, and it's not just about throwing bangs.
Man said next to 300 bags. I said, fam, put that money into the state. Let's go, man. He was sitting next. Donny was there playing with 300 bags. Fam, set this fight up. It's not wasting our time, man.
I saw that. That was so cringy.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry, but that's so cringy. People who do that just cringe me though.
If you got the money, you can do what you like.
It's still cringy. It's cringy.
Got money, you can do what you like.
It's cringy. Like, cause you have to go to a bank to take all of that out.
You think these people got all their money in the bank?
Hmm?
Do you think all these people got all their money in the bank? Right.
I'm not alleging anything, bro. I'm just saying, you know, what normal people do. But,
I hate you, dog.
Yeah, you know, miss me with that, bro. fucking snake, bro.
Why are you trying to get onto
fucking
me?
Snake.
All I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying.
Anyway, man, news of the week. What did Boris say last week again? I forgot.
No, the roadmap.
Yes. Oh yeah, you're supposed to be our COVID updater.
This guy look like he's ready for that.
I told you, all them runs the Sainsbury's to pick up the nappies, bro. He's done. He's been awake all night. He's been awake. The baby didn't let him sleep.
You need to change your app on Instagram to pay it for Louis 62, fam.
Yeah, you do.
You guys need to allow me, fam, because if I get any stupid message, I swear.
I would be like, yo.
Oh, perfect. Once we do this, then it will transition us into the topic that I put in the group chat, which I wanted us to talk about.
Sure.
But we'll just wait for months to give us the update in regards to COVID-19 and the roadmap to freedom.
It was what I'm seeing. Go on.
Yeah. So 8th of March, obviously, people see the restrictions start to lift. Yeah, so when are we gonna record this? We're gonna drop this on Sunday, innit? On the 7th.
Yeah.
So the next day, obviously.
Monday. School's open, innit?
Yeah, so it doesn't. I just need it to. Okay, yeah, cool. So education, childcare, and children's face-to-face education gonna come back 8th March. Social contact. People will be allowed to leave their home for recreational and exercise outdoors with their household and support bubble. 29th of March. You know, let me not even. 29th of
Yo.
So 29th of March, that's when social contacts like we'll be able to do more. Well, if things go to plan. So outdoor gatherings, including private gardens, either 6 people, the rule of 6 or 2 households will be allowed, making it easier for friends and families to meet. Business and activities, outdoor sports facilities such as tennis, basketball courts, open air swimming pools, be allowed to reopen. Travel,
basketball.
Imagine basketball courts.
How many people play that sport?
Bad people play
basketball. People play basketball.
That's what I'm saying. That's my issue, nigga. I want to slow down a little bit, fam.
Listen. I don't open up the distance. I'm trying to get back into Sunday league, fam. Fuck them, bro. So 12th of April and later, not earlier than the 12th of April. Non-essential retail will probably come back. Hairdressers, nail salons, gyms.
Counting out that day, man, because I need it. Imagine I can Afro comb the sides of my hair.
Listen, if I take this off now, listen, to get this thing on my head right now, yeah, as in that, my head right now, like my head is, I can't wait to take this off, it's vibrating, bro. Like, it's so tight, bro. Like, But yeah, before the 17th of May, social contact. So seeing friends and family wherever possible. So I think that they'll, so gatherings of over 30 people will remain illegal though.
It's fine. We don't need 30 people.
Facts.
Only need 2, baby.
29 is enough.
This guy's done, man. I think the feds rolling up. You man, listen, I beg you can't. Just start counting.
Yeah, 29. There's only 29.
outdoor locations such as cinemas, children's play areas like that isn't open already. Hotels, hostels, B&Bs.
He would know, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he?
Hot.
And then obviously 21st of June is when they're trying to remove all legal limits.
Yes,
but boy,
right in time.
I don't know about that one, but you know,
Yeah,
I mean, we can only be.
What are you guys' thoughts? What are your thoughts? No.
I think regardless of the way everyone's talking on social media and on Twitter and
yeah,
I think regardless of what happens,
as soon as it gets to that kind of time,
people are busting up. What? The way everyone's talking online, it's like we've all set a date for the 21st of June, and whether or not the government is in agreement with us, I feel like a lot of people are definitely gonna step up.
Yeah, but you can step up, but if nothing's open, what are you gonna do?
Bro,
yeah, but you don't have to go to establishment. You can just go link up someone.
Yeah, even that one time was in Shoreditch, and then you had a speaker on the main road and that to the feds.
That was fucking stupid. But,
so dumb. But people are definitely gonna do. And if the sun starts to come out as well, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. As soon as the sun comes out, the rules are going out the window.
No.
Even
facts.
what was it last Saturday? I think I went Ruskin Park to go kick ball. There was bare of us there. There's bare people in the park. It's not even that sunny. It's not even that warm. And there was just bare people in the park. So imagine that and warm weather. Listen, it's not.
Yeah, you're right.
Plus the way people have been talking about just trying to get out. All those come back.
Exactly. They've been cooped up and people keep going into lockdown, out of lockdown, in lockdown, out of lockdown. Listen,
but I feel like I am optimistic in the terms that I do feel like this is going to be the last one just because of the vaccine rollout. And I think they were even saying that even getting the first vaccine alone is like reduces hospitalization by like 80%. And also in America, there was a vaccine that was approved where you only need to get it. You only need one like shot of it rather than the other ones where you need two. But if everything's open, what's 21st of June? What are you guys doing? What's your first like kind of cool? You already probably nothing, to be honest. So
just to link up with the man in a minute. I don't think there's not. There's not one place I want to go.
For the 25th of June.
Why are you asking questions like that, man?
What are you trying to do for 25th of June?
What are you trying to do?
Trying to turn up from the pop bottles, fam.
I'm trying to pop bottles, bro.
I don't. Boy,
it's my birthday, nigga. But you wouldn't know that because you're a shit friend.
Relax, man.
Shit friend.
Relax. What's going on? Relax, man.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So
I
finally found one Airbnb where it's like for the whole weekend, from like a Thursday to a Sunday, it's like $6. And it's
Thursday to Sunday.
It's like,
You say Thursday to Sunday, Friday to Sunday.
Yeah, Thursday to Sunday.
Interesting.
It's like $6. So, and it's like I feel like I think it's like 4-bedroom. Have a little young motive. Wait for the Airbnb owner to come in and just see. Have you seen the thing?
They're Negroes.
He opens the door and the niggas are just jumping in his face.
Donnie's got his camera in his face like this. Like man's got his. Can you imagine coming to your apartment to see that, or come to your establishment?
So it's either that or I travel, go somewhere. Maybe go Turkey or something. Go Istanbul. Go chill for like 3 days. I might just do both, to be honest. Go to, because I booked holiday off work from the 21st
to Rich Gang
till the following Wednesday till like the 1st of July. So I might maybe from like the 21st, like the 24th, go on a holiday, come back, do the little motive, chill for a bit, go back to work. But
I think it's just linking up with the man. I don't really going out to like big motives. Is not really what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I feel you.
Little link up barbecues here and there with the man and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm
just trying to eat loads, and I need to repeat myself again, don't I? Because we didn't drop last week's episode. I'm on straight clarting, man. I'm on straight clarting. This summertime, straight clarting.
Above 5? Above 5?
Yeah, we'll go above 5 because it's summer, innit? It can't be clarting on 2s in summertime.
No, but it's because it's summer. Certain men are on nonsense.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm here right now.
But that's because that sundress. That sundress will make a 2 look like a 6, bro.
Certain men are on nonsense. And
clarting.
Bro, Shoreditch
straight clarting in the summer.
Shoreditch.
Hey, remember I used to go Shoreditch a lot? Not touching there this summer. I'm not even touching there this summer. No, not touching Shoreditch. Not touching it.
If you know what?
The only way, hold on.
No.
The only way I'll go Shoreditch. Hold on. The only way I'll go Shoreditch is if you guys are going Shoreditch. If you guys are going Shoreditch. But before, remember, I would just go Shoreditch. Like I would just chill in Shoreditch. But I would only go there now if you guys were going.
NFP vlogging.
Because you know what? You know what I realized? Because even when the lockdown was eased last time a little bit, it was just too rowdy.
A lot.
It was too rowdy because everybody, like you're already seeing on Instagram, everybody's saying, I'm going to Shoreditch. It's like I've never Shoreditch before. I liked it when it was just, kind of low. It wasn't low key, but it was cool, calm, catch a vibe. Yeah, but it's just going to be too rowdy. It's going to be bare yobs.
Bare what?
Bare yobs. Do you remember the day Mr. Groves called everyone yobs in the assembly?
You know what was so funny about that? Yeah, it's the fact that he reloaded it for every single
for every single form, bro.
Whenever they do assembly, yeah, I always used to forget, but like certain assemblies, you just deep it. Like this guy's gonna repeat this assembly 4 other times.
3 more times.
Like the same anger, like the same. You're gonna shout, like
bro.
5 times.
Yobs.
When he said, not my problem, not my problem. Bro, I don't. You know what the funny?
Oh my gosh!
You know what it is? It hit, yeah, but I don't think it hit like he did when we weren't in Harris anymore. I think it hit a lot after when you think about it and you think back to when you dropped it. You're like, raw, like
bro,
that was funny.
He was angry,
bro.
He was angry.
Not my problem.
Not my problem.
It was hilarious.
I was seeing some clip of when they send kids to like other parents. I forgot what it's called now. It used to don't
not
Friends,
kids swap.
Not kids swap.
I know exactly what
yeah. So I've seen a clip of it, yeah. I think I can find it. Fam, it wasn't a clip, it was a tweet about it. Donnie said, yeah, that so obviously they were recording the thing, then everyone's done, they've eaten dinner.
It's called Switched.
Switched. Okay, cool. So I don't think it's called Switched.
Or Family Life Swap. Family Life Swap.
Nah. Are you sure?
The thing is, I know there's one episode where some white you goes to
World's Strictest Parents.
That's it.
There we go.
Boom.
Thank you very much.
So don't he say
we're Barbados? That's my favorite shit.
So obviously, don't he see? And he said basically they've had dinner. Obviously, the camera crews then left them, and camera crew gone home. Then the family have woken up again. Yeah. So mum and dad have woken up. They're woken up their kids. They've woken up my man. They're gonna come and eat a second dinner. Yeah, but it turns out like the second dinner is like an offering, and these were a part of some cult. Yeah, and like they were doing some cult shit in it, and it got me thinking, like, what kind of parents would send their kids to a random don's house? Like, do you think your mum could let you, bro? Do you think your mum would let you go to another country to go sit in with?
Yeah, but it's BBC. It's a show, so they automatically obviously there's a safety element to it because if something happens to your happens to your child whilst BBC bags, man, you got if you're suffering, you got to be able to sacrifice that child, man.
Your mum's almost praying that they touch you in some weird way so she get that.
Funny.
You'll come back, she'll pick you at the airport with S-Class. Yeah.
Bro, your mum's almost praying that they do something, fam. So I was just deep in it. Like,
exactly, so you can see big BBC.
Bro, imagine being there and these men are doing some cult shit. Like, what do you can't even run up.
Imagine you wake up in the middle of the night and they're just doing fucking, what's her name? The one that was air frying her cat. That dug up her cat and started air frying it.
Mad thing.
Queen Mother.
Bro. Well, like, imagine they dress up with it as well.
Imagine you were hungry, just going to the kitchen to get some snacks.
You see the chicken sitting there, but you don't know these times it's cat. Fuming.
He's like,
tastes like Molly's.
Shit hit him,
bro. At least in Nigeria, if they're gonna do offerings, they put in their little special bowl. You can tell.
You know what it is. Yeah, I'm not eating this.
I'm not eating that. But you see over here, I don't know. They could put it in plastic container. They put it anything.
They put in a nice Tupperware, make it all nice.
Wow, these times you're having dreams. You're thinking, oh, why is man chasing me in the dream? Why is a big cat chasing man down in the dream?
Because you ain't in real life, though.
You don't even know what's going on. But yeah, I'm thinking that's mad. That's crazy. Imagine getting eaten.
Speaking of going to a country that you're not supposed to go to, transitions from me. Jesus Christ. Shamima Begum, or whatever her name is, bro.
Wait, hold on. What's her name?
Shamima. I said her name is Shamima. Shamima Begum. Shamima, I swear. Nah. What's her name?
Wait.
What
the hell did you just say?
I don't know how to pronounce
Shamima
her name,
Begum.
and I would have never attempted it. But you, on the other hand,
Shamima Begum.
Begum.
That's legit her name. Begum.
That's how they say it.
Begum. I don't fucking know. I'm not Asian, bro.
Begum. What's a Jew? Spell it for me. What's a Jew? Get your whiteboard right now and spell Jew for me. Yo, throw that. I might say Begum. I think there's some French in that. Spell it, nigga. Hey, the men are funny. Must be another year, fam. Must be another year, because they're not the same niggas, bro. Hey, you know how many times I've seen her name? I've just decided not to try and pronounce it.
Shamima Begum.
Right,
it's not Begum, fam. It's like Begum or something. It's actually
Begum,
very
bro.
simple.
Nah, let me type it up, man. I don't know what you're saying, fam.
Begum.
Yeah, it's like Begum or something like that.
Bro, I don't know, man. But her,
Mr. Begum,
they're not letting her back in the country.
6 days ago.
Why?
What do you think?
You win some, you lose some, man. I ain't got nothing to say. Listen, you go out there, you bust your gun, you're gonna try to come back in it. They told you can't go out there and bust a gun. You don't go out there and bust a gun in it. Listen,
I was saying to see that obviously she was 15 when she done the situation, you know. So obviously,
you're moving so crazy. You know what? I'm gonna stop the insensitive stuff. Like there could have been some grooming going on. Like, let me not even.
No, that's what this is okay.
So
you raise a very good point. That's the point everybody. That's the point everybody's been making on social media, saying that so she was groomed, got on the plane to Syria, and then obviously I'm guessing because maybe she was underage or maybe because she was groomed, she was raped multiple times because she had 3 kids. 2 other kids died, and then now she's just had another child, and hence why she's now trying to come back to the UK. And a lot of people are saying that this is A, they're not only letting her back into the UK because she's Asian, B, because she's a woman, and we need to actually acknowledge the trauma that she's gone through. There's a thread that was looking at blah, blah, blah. Yep, citizenships, not only for, but yeah, justified for the state surveillance. So yeah, they're saying, so that's what, and that they're targeted Muslims. And me and all were having this discussion, and I'm not gonna lie, I still stand by what I say, which is in terms of I get everything that everybody's saying, but yeah, I don't think she should be allowed back into the country.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
Because I just think that there are things that you do that it's unreversible.
I hear that.
It's irreversible. I'm sorry. Like, I get that she might have been groomed or boy.
No, but the issue
it's a very sensitive topic, especially when you bring up grooming, because then it's almost like you're absolving somebody of any blame at all. And I don't feel like we can do that in this situation because there's so many stages that have had to have happened for her to get to Syria, to get to ISIS, big ISIS, like I keep saying. Bro. It's not like you're joining some gang in Peckham. You're hopping, you're planning, you're getting on a plane, you're doing boarding pass, you have to go through security, you got to do all these things to go to big Syria to go join ISIS.
You fly yourself at 15. How did she even?
Bro, it was her and like 2 of her friends, bro.
What I'm saying is, obviously, this country, especially when it comes to kids, they don't play in it. And obviously, if you flip the situation, a 15-year-old getting spoken to online by someone who's way older, who's then trying to arrange a meet-up, he's trying to do all of this. Let's say she does take part in any sexual activity, she's going to be absolved of all of, and that's just a completely different scenario. But the fact still remains that same person, that same girl is 15, and being groomed into those kind of acts. Being groomed into those kind of acts, is not something that a 15-year-old could comprehend. My point is that is the same. That's the same rule they apply to all 15-year-olds, regardless of how smart they think they are or whatever. Okay. As long as you're below that age, everyone gets treated the same.
Okay, now, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But there is a difference between what you just mentioned and actively going to join a worldwide terrorist organization.
You have to realize the mentality at 15. You're not. Listen, there's a lot of things that kids get into.
I'm sorry, but there are things that you do if you're 15. There are 15-year-old black men who shoot somebody and are sentenced to life.
Right. Those are the concepts.
You're not absolved. You're not absolved of a crime that you've committed. If you've committed a crime, I don't care if you're 12, 14, 13. As long as you've actively done it, you have to pay the price. And like I say, there's some things that you can never go back on. And joining ISIS, I'm sorry, is one of them.
Making sense. I hear you. But I just feel like
it's one of them.
Then again, I haven't followed this story through and through, so I can't really speak on it. Too tough.
There's some people out there who are saying she's suffered enough where, you know, she was groomed, she's been raped, and then she's obviously lost two other kids, which is horrible. And nobody should have to go through that.
Definitely not.
But I'm in a situation where I'm like, you made your bed.
Yeah. And it's a poor circumstance to even not even be in, but to make a case for someone saying she's suffered enough, because she's definitely been rejected a few times. Imagine she says to herself, "You lot have rejected me twice, so my 2 kids died. If you lot let me back in, it's long." You know what I mean? It's a
difficult situation because
it's a risk though.
It's because you can bring her back in. You don't know what sort of ties she still has, and I'm all for this. Where it's like, I'm not even saying that her case should be the only one. I'm saying regardless of who you are, the moment you go ISIS, you go Syria to go join ISIS, bro. That's you basically saying, I no longer want to be part of this country. I no longer want to be a British citizen, because that is an active enemy of any democratic country in the world.
Part of the was it on the thread that you sent where like they were speaking on other people who have also made that decision young, and them not just being Caucasian but male as well, and they've not like the charges have been dropped, but they've been allowed to come back and they've been blah blah blah, and people are making a case that these people over here, they've literally done the same thing, but we're treating her differently. So there's other, you know, people who've been in the same situation, done exactly the same thing, and have been allowed to come back into the country. And I don't know exactly how their case is handled to a pinpoint, but the treatment that they're given, I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Shamima Begum. Shamima Begum. It's just not with the same, you know what I'm saying? They're not looking at it as the same. And I think those people's points about her being female and Muslim are definitely holding true, because there's other cases like this of where the ethnicity and race is different. So there's
my thing is this. Everybody is so quick now to jump and say she was groomed online, so therefore, you know, everything should just be, you know, forgotten and she should be forgiven.
That's not what I would say.
Okay, be allowed back into the country. But then once she's allowed back in the country, what's then the next stage? Are we saying she goes to jail for the crime she commits? Because there are hundreds and hundreds of black men and black women who are groomed to join in a gang from a very young age, but we don't keep the same energy for them. Because if I'm not gonna lie to you, if somebody stabbed me, for example, and they're 15 and somebody goes, "Oh yeah, but they were groomed." I don't give a fuck if they were groomed. That got stabbed, bro. What the fuck does that have to do with me? Put that person in jail.
Yeah, obviously.
Once you commit a crime, once you commit a crime, it's good to look at it in context, but you've still committed a crime. It doesn't absolve you of that crime that you committed.
Man's not saying she should come back and imagine doesn't let her out into the streets, get her account. So fuck that, nigga. No. I'm just saying rehabilitation and a process.
Rehabilitation.
Bro, there's no way you've left your home country. Listen. Okay. There's no way you've left your home country. Yeah. Joined ISIS, being raped, had multiple kids, watched your kids die in a war-torn country, and they're gonna come back to the UK, and you're not up here. Is not even. There's no way.
I agree. But I'm saying, so where is the punishment for what she's done?
No. Rehabilitation doesn't mean that she's free and she goes to see her counselor on Wednesdays. I'm saying she's still gonna go to jail, or she's still gonna face some sort of punishment. But during that time, she's gonna be rehabilitated, because she needs that even more so than some people.
Because that's what the jail system does. The jail system rehabilitates.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm about to say.
No. But that's the point I was about to make, because you're saying throw her in jail, but that's just not gonna do anything for anyone. That's my point.
That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm saying, so where's the punishment for what she's done?
You're saying throw her in jail. I'm agreeing with you with that. That's the punishment. But on top of that, she's gonna need rehab, is what I'm saying. even more
I'm
so
saying
than
the
usual.
jail system is supposed to rehabilitate people back into the economy, but it doesn't.
The jail system,
It doesn't.
the jail system was never there to rehabilitate.
So
clearly,
that's
never
the point.
done that.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Because
let's say doesn't in like Scandinavian kind of areas, of Sweden and all them, and they all do it in a different way where they'll go into jail and they'll be working and they'll have their own shit,
but
and then they come out and maybe they'll be reformed. But I don't know.
That man got 10 people in their country, and one guy teaches, he fishes, he fixes the electricity for everyone's houses. Bro,
he's their president.
And then the other guy's lacquer. That's it.
Bro, fam, like their whole country is set up differently. Obviously, in a scalable way. I don't know how much that's going to help in the country where the population.
The point I'm trying to make is this. If she was allowed back into the country, she would have to be trialed for the crimes that she's committed. And being part of a terrorist organization, sorry, but if you guys are not familiar with this, it's a long ass jail sentence because that's treason.
Long enough for you to not enjoy the rest of your life when you come
Imagine if you're somebody who's, because everybody obviously loves to look at things on social media through just one angle, and everybody wants to agree with each other. And if people don't agree with you, they're rude, they're Tories. I got called a Tory because I said I don't want to fucking back in the country. I'm sorry, but if you're somebody whose family died in, let's say, 9/11, or what was the one that happened here? Is it 7/11? Or something like that, where your family member or your mum or your dad has died in a terrorist attack.
Yeah, you're not.
And then now you're just gonna expect people to just be.
Even soldiers that are sent, if you've got family
members
members,
exactly. Your family members are going there. This is somebody who's actively contributing. Okay, I guess she might have been groomed, but I can't absolve you of your claims, because if we start saying this now, then thousands and thousands of black men and black women who were in prison, who were forced to start selling crack from like 9 years old, were groomed also. And unless we're ready to have that conversation, I don't want to hear this now.
No, don't get twisted. We're having that conversation. The jail system might not be, but we know for a fact that a lot of these kids are getting sent to country and doing this. And the reason they're being picked is because obviously
they were groomed.
They're groomed, and the punishment for when they get caught for doing the things that they're doing is not going to be the same as an adult. The people who are grooming them know this. That's why they're getting picked. But we know this. The system that's put in place to to arrest these kids and blah blah blah. They also know this as well. But
then I'm saying I'm being fair in terms of my standings, where I don't care if you were groomed. If you are 15 and you stab somebody, bruv, go jail. Listen, you could have been groomed. That's your palabra. I'm sorry, but you still committed a crime.
But on that note, there was a reporting of a guy who saved this girl. This was recent, I think. Saved this girl from being raped, and then he deaded my man basically. He killed the guy who was raping the little girl. Right, obviously, and he's going to jail for murder,
manslaughter, or murder. Yeah,
he's going to jail for murder. Well, he did murder the guy. It was not manslaughter. He murdered the youth. And obviously, everyone's saying, he shouldn't be going to jail. He saved the girl. But I'm like, you still killed.
You still committed a crime.
You know what I'm saying, like, even if it was an accident, you would go to jail for manslaughter, but you still killed.
You still committed a crime.
So technically, a crime.
We don't live in America where if someone steps on your property, you can kill them, or if somebody does something to you, you can kill them. We live in the United Kingdom. I'm sorry, but if you commit a crime, there'll be people go, "Oh yeah, but it was self-defense." There's an element where you go past the threshold of self-defense. If you are coming towards me, self-defense is that I paralyze you where you can't attack me. It's not to kill you.
And I escape, or I hold you there and wait to get some help. But there's a difference. If there's a different scenario, if 4 men are punching you up, and then you punch one man up, and the rest of them are still coming, and you punch the second guy, fam. If one of them dies, I'll be real. I tried, didn't it?
But if somebody died in the process of, obviously it's case by case basis.
True.
If somebody, let's say 4 guys were attacking you, and now you punched one of them, and then you got some wilder knockout power, and my man just snoozing, talking to God after. Then
no.
Boy, that's self-defense.
There's nothing you can do about it. You know
that's self-defense. But if, let's say, you've punched him now and he's just there, and the other 3 have run off, and then you just keep stamping on him, that's no longer self-defense. You're no longer now the victim. You're now the aggressor.
Did you know that women are being? I think there was at one point women were being trained that if they're in a situation where they're getting attacked or like where they're going to be raped, they should shout that there's a house on fire rather than they're being raped, because apparently when they did studies, people are more likely to try and save you if there's they're less likely to engage with a situation where someone's being raped than they are if There's a house on fire.
Who's engaging when there's a house on fire, bro? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Don't ask me,
You want
man.
me to spit on it? What the fuck?
You're dumb. You're dumb. But that was what the report was saying. They were saying like just people, not just men, just people in general. Like if they hear rape, if they hear house on fire, you know what I'm saying? But
I find out, but obviously, when people say their studies,
yeah,
I find out hard to believe.
Yeah,
Because
boy.
if somebody told me there's a house on fire, I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do?
I remember
Someone's getting raped on the other hand.
Yeah, I remember when one school was burning and I was walking past it. I said, yeah, these niggas field trip. No school.
I said no school. Not even the safety of whoever's inside.
There was no one inside. This was like early. This is before the school that opened up. Because obviously I was on my way to school. So like the student, no one would be other than the tech caretaker and maybe like one teacher who's got books to mark or something like that. But
I saw then that happened to our school one time as well. I can't remember what it was, but there was a day where they told us not to come in the morning or some shit.
I don't know, some bullshit little fire in
oh no, that was
toilets.
Yeah.
And then say, go home. But we was out there for so long. You could tell these niggas didn't want to send us home. Big man, just let man go home.
They never did. Never did.
So how many times is she allowed to? Because this is not the first time she's tried to get back into the country.
I think the Supreme Court have just said, nah.
You're not hearing it. See.
No.
And why this country specifically? Like, can she not go elsewhere?
No, because she's a British citizen. Where else is she gonna go? This is the only country that she can technically come to because this is the country she holds a passport for.
You better untechnically find your way to another country, fam. That's the best.
She's in a refugee camp, which is, I mean, I feel very bad for the people who are actually in those refugee camps as a result of ISIS, because that's why most of them are there, where the war in Syria has left them all homeless. And now you've got like 1.5 million people living in the space of 100 by 100 meters.
Crazy, isn't it?
Which is extremely sad. But I think in her situation,
they're not hearing it, man.
Boy, wherever way you fall on it, you're entitled to have your opinion. That's it. That's the way I feel in life. You're entitled to have your opinion, but don't be rude about other people's opinion, innit? If I think she shouldn't be allowed back in the country, don't call me a fucking Tory.
You know people are emotional, man, and they clearly don't.
And call me a misogynist as well, because I said I don't give a fuck if she got fucking groomed, bruv. I don't care. Respectfully, I don't care.
I don't think you can say that respectfully.
Because in that case, then let's all start feeling sorry for R. Kelly. He was raped when he was younger.
That.
But we can't pick and choose. If you're gonna say if you've been groomed, you're absolved of any crime that you ever do in life, then lots of people who are in jail wouldn't be in jail.
True.
And on that happy note, do you think like people who have kids
you need to fuck off. You need to fuck off. You actually have a question like he just watching?
No, I do, but I thought it would be too much of a mad transition.
What's the question?
It would be too much of a mad transition. Do you think having kids lowers your market value?
As when I let you answer first, painfully 62.
Well, for him,
it
increases the market value, doesn't it?
Have a crack with you, lad.
I'm joking. No, I don't think so. Still, it depends. Well, everybody each their own in it. Everybody's got their own requirements and.
No. Okay, you're not about to dance out of this one.
Oh! Are you talking about me? If I was to see,
no, I'm not saying in general. Do you think? Yeah. Okay, let's use because obviously we're all guys here, so we can't really talk from a perspective of a woman. Where if a guy has baby mums, for example, in general, do you think a woman having a child out of wedlock and now she's no longer with the child's father, does that lower her market value?
I don't want to say value, but yeah, value is the right word. We'll go with value.
I'm gonna say no.
You don't think it does?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Break it down for me.
Listen, as I was saying, each
listen like 4 times already.
Each their own, innit? Like, I'm not gonna me personally, I might say, oh yeah, you having a kid might not affect me, but might come across a woman and if she has a kid.
But this is what I'm saying. Done. You're trying to focus on the minorities. Let's talk about the majorities here. Do you think more men wouldn't want to be with especially, I don't want to use the term high value because this guy's stuck in my head, but obviously everybody grows up. Like you once you get to a certain age, you know the sort of man that you want, or you know the sort of woman that you want, right? Once you have a child, are you still allowed to have those exact demands?
In the partner.
I think anybody can demand whatever they want to demand. What I'm saying is, I feel like in general, to answer your question, I feel like I think in general will probably be age. So I think once you get past a certain age, then you'll probably be more accepting to say, okay, cool. If this person has a kid, then cool. But I feel like people that are maybe my age, in general, might say, okay, cool. I'm young, and I'll probably rather enter a relationship with someone who hasn't got kids, so we can share the experience of having our first child together. That's what I'm saying. But I feel like as age thingies, like I feel like that possibility of someone having a kid might increase. But
I feel you. That's a good point that you make there.
I don't know.
But I just feel like in terms of if you truly look at it from the whole kind of perspective and the whole spectrum, I feel like it is true. Having a child does lower your value. Just because this is so deep. Somebody said
like
this.
There's the grey area. What's value? Like, what are we counting on? I don't get it. Value in terms of your market values. Yeah. If it'll be like this. If you want to buy a car, you want to buy a car now, and they say this car, it's been about it's 5 years. I'm just that's the thing. I wouldn't want to. That's the thing, but I wouldn't want to make that comparison though, fam.
Okay, it's not about making a comparison. I'm trying to show, okay, let's say a house, anything with value. Everything in life has value.
Okay.
Right? Who you are, there's a value to who you are as a person. There are certain things that, you walk into a room and you will command. There's certain things that you won't command. If you walked into a room and LeBron walks into the same room, you're not going to get the same.
You know what I mean?
But this is what I'm saying. His value
is higher than your value, whether we want to admit it or not, because of what he's been able to accomplish.
That's what I'm saying. But there's filters. There's some people might walk into that room, see you, and see LeBron, might not watch basketball, might not be in touch with that thing, not know who LeBron is, look at you and say, okay, cool, now you look.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You're talking about the minorities, whereas let's focus on the majority, because the minorities are an anomaly. There's nothing we can do about that. In life, there will always be minorities and there will be anomalies. But if you and LeBron walk into a room, more time, 9 out of 10 people would know him and not you. If you were to walk into a room completely, if you went into the street and just chose 10 people, yes or no?
Yeah, cool. I understand exactly what you're saying, but how would you translate this into, let's say, in your case, a woman with a child?
So with a woman with a child, if a woman with a child has the exact same qualities and the same kind of personality, and let's even go looks, and then there's a woman without a child and she's got the exact same thing, who is somebody picking? As an eligible bachelor, if you, again, this is not focusing on the minorities, who would somebody rather pick? And we can, it's because we're not a woman, that's why we're not having a conversation the other way around. Because if you were to ask a woman now, this man, same exact quality, same look wise, same everything's the same, and this man has a child, therefore comes with a baby mums. Who are they picking?
Let's go on.
More time they're gonna pick the guy without a kid. More time.
So therefore, having a child has lowered your value.
I wouldn't say lowered your value, but it's changed. It's changed.
I feel like there needs to be another term for lowered your value.
It's changed the market's perception on you. You've closed.
Which is what value is. Because all value definitely technically is market perception. Yeah. Because who's to say you could have a house in London, right, and have the exact same house in Lancashire, but the one in London is going to cost like 600k more because of the perception of living in London, the allure of living in London, but it's the exact same house. That's all what value is.
I hear that. I hear what you're saying. You're more often than not going to pick the woman without a kid. Comes with less stress, less time, less energy. You ain't got
or even the man without a kid as well, because
that too, less responsibilities.
I was having a conversation, and I hope she doesn't watch this like podcast. I was having a conversation with a woman, and she has a child, and the words "I could never date a guy who has a baby mama" came out of her mouth, and she said, "I know I'm being a hypocrite, but
I don't blame her for having those views, although it sounds dumb, or it's definitely hypocritical. But I don't blame her for having those views. More so because she's got a child, so she understands most, or she understands best the things that come with having a child. Right, having to make time, all of the energy, the effort you put in. So imagine dealing with a guy who's got a child. You have to times that by 2. But then again, on the same hand, you're dealing with a guy who's going through what you're going through. So there's some common ground there.
There's some common ground.
Yeah.
And the thing is this, are most people really ready to go through all that effort and all of that palaba and all that wahala for somebody that's not their child?
Her saying that she doesn't want to date a man with a child, is that because of the child or is that because of the dynamic with the baby mom?
I'm guessing it's dynamic with the baby. I'm guessing it's everything that's involved, not just the child.
Yeah.
Because it might just be the factor of, or maybe there might be the mother of the child and there might be a dynamic that just makes it a bit more technical than thingy if the mother of the child wasn't there.
But then a guy can say, I don't want to date a woman who has a child because of baby daddy issues as well. I don't want nigga coming to my door.
I think there's different factors. Like, it might not.
It's Keisha.
You ready to die for this pussy?
I am. Man's really love bare lyrics.
There's probably different factors to it. It might not be because of the child. The child might not be the issue. It might just be the dynamic of the partner which the child was.
Yeah, maybe that's what she might be speaking from.
Yeah,
I just say this:
the partner that she's dealing with might be a crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You might be fucking up her situations with guys.
I brought the question up because there is an alarming rate in Black women where more time Black women are not getting. I think out of all the ethnicity groups, Black women are the least to get married, and more are having children outside of.
There's a multitude of reasons for that, though. But that
and more are having like children outside of wedlock, and therefore, in my opinion, actually not in my opinion, but you know, it makes it harder to then find that perfect partner for yourself, or not even the perfect partner for yourself, but the man that you truly want starts to eliminate them for you.
In certain circumstances. Yeah, I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you.
And there's a really good, and obviously, you know, kids are a very touchy subject, but again, going back to Kevin Samuels, that's just because that's all I've been listening. A lot of the things I've been listening to this week has been that kids are a touchy subject for everybody who has a child. But like he says, your child is just another person to me. I don't give a fuck. Like to you, that's your child, that's your pride and joy. But to me, it's just another boy, another girl. It's the same way your mom to your dad was just a bitch initially. Deep it, your dad told his boys, yo, I met this thing last night. Still, that was your mom.
The love of Jesus.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Boy. Who's dad? Is that your boy?
And your dad to your mom initially was just some random nigga that was trying to holler her.
Boy. You can put it. That's one way to put it, I guess.
So one interesting way to put it. You know what I mean? That's another bit. So I know about that, but I hate you, dog.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Dog. I hate
so
you.
I just think, and because I'm a firm believer in that, I don't. Even though obviously a lot of us might have been raised by single, like our mums or our dads, like regardless of for whatever reason, I just believe that our household needs a mother and a father.
That's one thing I wanted to, but we've done too much. We'll do it another time. Yeah.
I believe that the best dynamic is a father and a mother in a house.
Things work out a lot easier.
That's therefore questionable. I feel like there's definitely conversation having about that one. I had that in my notes, but we spoke about too much.
As long as you're
obviously, again, a lot of people bring up kind of the minority side of things, where it's like, yeah, but like I grew up in a single household, I'm fine.
A lot more people grew up in a situation where they already have both parents.
Yeah,
and as long as both parents are level-headed and one's not a crackhead,
of course.
That's what we're talking about. Having both parents are working level-headed, they're doing their thing.
And I think it helps you so much in terms of you now go into the world knowing what a healthy relationship looks like.
Yeah.
And I think especially for actually not just for women and for men, for women, it allows you to see that, you know, growing up, your dad is the protector, your dad is this, your mum is submissive to your dad to a certain extent.
But she's not a pussy, though.
But she's submissive because she's agreed that this guy is the provider, he's the protector.
I think,
right?
I think maybe even more so for, I don't know about men, but more so for women, because I don't know, their perception of some of the women I've come across and some of the ways they let guys treat them is crazy. And not to say they treat them like slags or anything, but like just the way, like, fam, there's only so much someone can do before you have to let this person go. And even in that aspect, sometimes it's just like, how do you not comprehend that this guy is not the guy for you? How many times can man disrespect you?
That and you could even look at it from the other side, where there are loads of women out there who, granted, you know, they call themselves the strong black independent woman, right? But if there's anything, for example, use you as an example. I believe you would want your woman to be submissive to you to a certain extent. You would want your woman to respect you to a certain extent. No, you.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Correct.
All right, cool.
You would want your woman to be submissive to you to a certain extent. So if a woman has been raised by a woman now, and she's been told, don't take no shit from no man, and most men want women that will be submissive to them to a certain extent, because
it's gonna be a tough thing to work out.
It's going to be a tough thing for you to work. It's going to be a tough dynamic for you.
She's probably going to need a guy who's submissive to her, or at least, you know.
But then finding that is where the difficulty will be, and that's why there's a alarming and high rate of black women who are not getting married.
English is chewing you up today, isn't it?
English is chewing me up today, man, for real.
Listen,
I've been having back-to-back meetings today, so hey, pardon me.
I hear you. Yeah. There's therefore, I feel like there's more reasons to why black men are not.
I would love to get Davida on this topic. For real,
listen,
I would really.
We can run it back next week. I feel
like the first
I'd really like to get her thoughts.
The first thing she's probably going to mention is patriarchy. I don't know why, but she just loves that word. I feel like the first word she's going to.
Okay, but she can mention patriarchy, but then, you know, from listening to this Kevin Samuels, I'm telling you, he's my superhero. It's almost like for all the
flames and blood. Go on.
For real, for all the faults that, you know, women said that men have done or everything, men still built today's society.
There is that.
Infrastructure-wise, the house you live in was probably built by a man. You can say all this patriarchy this. If patriarchy is so bad, then why haven't women gone and built a utopia of their own? You know, an Amazonian-only city.
I was sneaking, fam. What the fuck? Just big.
Unlimited cheeks. All you can eat.
Have you watched Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
You see when my man got stranded on the what? You know, I'm going back to ends. You know.
Yeah, never.
You know,
oh,
are you crazy? Fam, I watched that movie and after he tried to escape, I lost interest. I said, bro, where is this movie going? You know, bro, what? Fam,
hilarious.
They've got food, shelter, cheeks. What else? I mean, but yeah, fam, there's a lot to consider. But
yeah, you know, I feel like we'll have the conversation further. You know, I feel like it'll be a better conversation to have when we're all actually together in the same room.
When are we gonna do that?
No, 100.
Maybe next week. But we'll just next week. We'll try to figure out, you know, the dynamics. Obviously, with when to actually film and stuff. Maybe, especially if this is going out on Sundays now. Maybe we'll film like Friday evening or like Saturday midday. I don't know. It depends. But we'll figure it out. It'll be soon. And I'm gonna buy a camera as well, so we should be able to.
Well, before next week, or after next week.
I don't know. It depends what the funds are saying. You know. I was gonna say, but we'll save this for. We should include a new segment which is called Interesting Stories.
Yeah, so no.
I'm just trying to spice things up a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
at the end of the podcast,
like the story of our kind of thing.
Yeah, so like maybe it could be any story. So do you want me to give you like an example now?
You can do.
How long have you been going for? Yeah, go on, do it.
You got time.
Go on,
Okay, cool. So this is the story that my brother used to tell me when I was a child, and it keeps popping up. Yeah, so this is the story my brother used to tell me as a child. So it's kind of like once upon a time type of stories. So
time.
There was a guy called. I'm just gonna call him Andy for the sake of it. I can't remember the name. The name that my brother used to use was like a Nigerian name. But yeah, there was a guy called Andy. Normal day, wakes up in the morning, beautiful sky outside. He wakes up, he's making breakfast. There's a knock on the door, and he opens the door, and it's death. It's death at the door. He's thinking, fucking hell, no, it can't be today. Nah, I've got cheeks lined up later. What the hell? Nah, you can't take me now. I'm about to eat this pancake. Nah, you can't take me now. Death is like, yo, bro, like, sorry, I don't want to do this, but you know, it's my job, innit? There's nothing I can really do. Like, I get a list. I just have to clock off everybody on the list for the day, and I go home and I sleep.
Once I got hit by quarter.
He's like, and he's like, yeah, no, come on. He's trying to bargain with Death. Death is like, mate, like, you're just prolonging this. Let's just do this. Let's get this over and done with. And it goes, okay, cool. You know what? It's fine. Let's just, at least let me eat my breakfast. Death is like, I guess I can. Those pancakes look nice. We'll sit down and we'll eat. Anyway, they're eating. He's talking to Death. They're both talking. They're bouncing. It's like they're having fun. It's like, you know what? Let's get some drinks in. They start drinking as well, and they're having fun, listening to music, just vibes in together. Anyway, his plan was to get Death so drunk, right, to the point where he falls asleep and is knocked out and is conked out. So gets Death so drunk, and then he falls asleep and he's laying there. So he goes to look on Death's list, right? And then he scrubs his name out from next on the list to last on the list, just so that he can go clap his cheeks one last time.
That's an idiot.
So
wait, he put his name back on the list.
No, you have to. You can't.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like,
no
they will
problem.
know. So he's then scrubbed it off and then put it at the bottom. And then when Death wakes up, it's like, oh gosh, we went a bit too wild, didn't we? Yeah, it's like, yeah, we did, but you're all right. He thinks Death's forgotten that he needs to kill him. So Death walks out the door, and then he hears a knock on his door again. And then he opens it. Andy opens the door. He's like, oh, Death, hi, did you forget something? He's like, no, not really. You know, because you were such a nice guy, I was gonna start from the bottom and then work my way to the top. But for some reason, your name's at the bottom. So
It was gonna be
greedy bastard.
Stupid boy.
So clarity. But yeah, that's an interesting story.
Boom, bow. There you go. There you have it. Episode what?
38.
38, man.
Exactly, 38. You know, episode. You know that should be building. We should be building houses, but we're here talking on podcasts. You know the vibes. Gangway. Gangway. You know the vibes.
Yo, we're trying. We're trying.
All right, cool.
But yeah, thank you very much for listening to episode 38. We hope you've enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, I don't know what you do over there. If you're listening on, Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating. I don't know. Where else do we put this?
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, yeah. Do what you need to do.
Shout out to SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Boy. But yeah, man.
Yeah, but yeah. Thank you very much for listening. So we are over and out.
I'll admit it. Watch your motherfucker.